Now, for friends, when we saw these presentations from the 9 clusters, I was really inspired and encouraged by the level of response all of you have demonstrated. And for sure, as my colleague said, we're going to be very proud to give a wonderful report to the Universal House of Justice. I just have a couple of points that came to my mind while listening to this presentation. One is that to reinforce what Mr. Berkland said about finding our part to support this divine plan. We heard that over 800 pledges were collected, and we know that we can do much more, right? I'm sure those 800 friends are the ones who have committed to conduct these activities, to start study circles, to travel somewhere, to begin devotional meetings, and so on. But many of us, as Mr. Berkland said, we can really support these activities. We don't have to probably, or we don't feel we will be able to conduct these activities ourselves, but we can create this supporting environment. For example, junior youth groups is such an important activity at this stage. We really have to focus on this junior youth program, and we really have to rally around our youth, support them so that they are able to render this wonderful and meritorious service. So as all the members of the community, we can do a lot of things to support this program. In some countries, in some communities, the friends have come up with something like having each junior youth group should have a support group. So this support group can be 2 people or 3 people who are older members of the community, and they may not be able to animate the junior youth group, but they're all the time with the group. They provide any support that the group needs. They take the junior youth for some excursions, for some picnic, for traveling, or if they need to go to a place to have some activity, they go and negotiate with the adults. They set up some arrangements for them. They come and they provide their homes for the activities of the junior youth group. So there are countless ways you can support these activities. That is one way to sustain these activities, so that there is enough support in it, there is enough supporting environment for each of these junior youth groups, for each of these study circles, children's classes, to sustain and continue over an extended period of time, and really enable these animators, children's class teachers to accompany these young people for several years until they're also able to go through the sequence of courses and become human resources. Because these are the champions of the future civilization. These are the builders of future civilization. That's how the House of Justice describes them. So that is one suggestion I have for all of you, that we can do much more. Of course, and I'm sure you have been thinking about it. Another suggestion I have, at this conference, each one of us reflected and contemplated about our own individual initiative, about our own individual participation. And we saw when all of us, we come together and we pledge our contribution, that there is a new dynamic that comes in at the cluster level. There is collective will, the energies of the cluster suddenly became, multiplied several times, and we feel that we are strong enough to launch these programs of growth.